Here I am at the Hammond Museum and Japanese Stroll Garden in North Salem, New York. This garden exists to educate their visitors about Eastern and Western artistic tradition. I am very excited to check this place out. Have a look with me. We're now about to enter the Japanese Stroll Garden. This is a very different and beautiful type of garden in comparison to traditional American gardens. They really pride themselves on their intricacy and attention to detail in these gardens. The gardens like these hope to really promote self-awareness and inspire contemplation. Very different from the daisies I have in my backyard. Here I am with Gail Pantesi, trustee and former chairman of the board. So Gail, tell me, how long has this museum been open to the public?
Since about 1960, Natalie Hammond moved here from New York City. She wanted to build a house and have a quiet country life. And very shortly after she moved here, a good friend of hers and another heiress left her with 150,000 or so books.
Oh, I thought she was going to say dollars.
I wish that had been true, but Natalie was a great scholar and a great world traveler, and she decided to turn her home into a library that would be open for research to the public. But shortly after that, she realized that she needed to do something larger, and she decided to create a museum. And so that's why we now have a museum which has traveling and exchanging art shows, as well as this Japanese Stroll Garden, which is open to the public.
Now, did she live in this area as well?
She lived in the building right over here. That was her house, and this garden was developed to be her private garden. But she always opened it to the public, and she always opened it to people who were handicapped because she wanted people to enjoy the pleasures and the serenity of a Japanese garden.
I was going to ask about wintertime. What happens to the garden here? Does it continue to flourish, or does it really kind of wither?
Well, Japanese gardens are one of the few gardens you really are supposed to visit in the wintertime, although Americans are not accustomed to doing that. The Japanese certainly do because they want to see what snow looks like on the different lanterns and mounted on bushes, so you have shapes. Still, you still have colors of green going on, and it's a whole different aesthetic, but it's very lovely.
So Gail, what have we got behind us now?
This is a lake and hill garden. I call this a pond, truthfully, and that's what it is. And you can see the wonderful water lilies that we have there now, and you might hear a chorus of bullfrogs.
I heard them. I just loved it.
And we have a number of beautiful goldfish here. Unfortunately, we also have a blue heron that visits us, and they like to dine on bullfrogs and goldfish.
Oh my goodness.
So that's one of the reasons we don't have koi fish here, but you will love the animals that you do see here.
So Gail, tell me, where are we now?
This is a Zen garden, and these gardens were developed by Buddhist monks as a meditation exercise. They would rake this gravel every day to symbolize waves in the sea around islands, and these stones would represent man and earth and heaven.
How incredibly symbolic. That is very interesting. And is this kind of a peaceful meditation to begin the day?
Exactly. It exactly is that. Well, we're standing in front of one of the beautiful stone lanterns in this garden. This is one of the large ones, and there's another one that's quite large as well. They all have different shapes, and they all have different meanings in the Japanese culture. And in the garden, in the evening, you'd be strolling through, and you'd have your lanterns with candles in them lighting your way.
It's a very inspirational kind of thing.
It is, and these particular lanterns are so beautiful.
They really are. Thank you. The moment you step past the entryway at the Hammond Museum and Japanese Stroll Garden, you will be overwhelmed with the beauty that they've created. This luxe landscape allows you to relax and have all of your senses stimulated, and the museum itself stimulates your artistic appreciation. Check them out at hammondmuseum.org.